Hi, welcome to my video. I'm Jennifer Roberts. You're catching me on BitChute or YouTube, which is True Divine 44 for both of those. Facebook, my business page is True Divine 44, and it is the True Divine for both Instagram and Twitter. Any likes, shares, subscribes, follows, or retweets are greatly, greatly appreciated, and much love to everybody who is doing that thus far. This is writing on the wall, just a little chat, a consideration. As to what my knowings are, what my intuition is, what my psychic knowings are. So it's the 1st of December. Welcome to the 1st of December. Much like yesterday, but you can make more of today than you did yesterday, which is always the gift. And so I was thinking about what we do, where do we go from here, in that a lot of the readings I've been doing for personal readings or the daily energy readings that I've been doing, it's a lot about letting go. It's a lot about doing that deep inner healing, that, you know, that hermit card and the judgment card, you know, remembering who you are, remembering what you are, remembering how expansive you are. And so we find ourselves in crazy times where we've gone through certain generations, many generations now, in a similar cycle. And just like fashion, you know, you keep the same pair of jeans for long enough, it's going to come back into fashion, because we are in a cyclical energy. We are in what is cycle after cycle, generation after generation. And so we found that for a long time ago, the script was flipped. It was made into a patriarchal system. The divine feminine was diminished and dissolved, and therefore it dissolves and diminishes both and divides both the divine masculine and the divine feminine. And it affects both genders in different ways, but equally so. And so we see that now we have devolved so much into a triggered society, into a victimhood society. And if you picture a spiral, if you go to a spiral and we're spiraling down, we find ourselves now at the bottom of a spiral, and we see these ludicrous rules being brought out, these ludicrous things being announced, this side, that side. And it gets to a point where you just have to say, stop this ride, stop this circling around, stop the movement here, just give me a minute, breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth, figure this out. When the script has been flipped for so long and it's affected generation after generation after generation, and we've spiraled down towards the bottom of a spiral where we're coming into a new spiral, a new age, a new Aquarius age. What we can do is stop and breathe. And the gift in this, where it does not feel like much of a gift, because we have within this spiral, we see, as we're lying on the ground of this spiral looking up, we see these sides arguing, these divisions, this violence, this victimhood. We see all of this, and actually there is so much of it that we need to be aware of it, yes, to release ourselves from it, but to get involved in it and to get so stressed out thinking that we have to be the ones to change it all, there's no wisdom in that. The wisdom is to know that you're at the bottom of the spiral. The gift in that is to take a breather and quietly look up. And from the position that you're now looking up from, at the bottom of the spiral, where the script was flipped at the top of the spiral, at least now you can see the way that the script is always meant to be. At least now you can see that, oh, I see it now. I thought this was the upside down way, but actually I'm lying down here at the bottom of this flipped up spiral, and I see that all of this previous to me, all of the generational wounds and hurts that have been passed on to me, all of these cycles actually were part of a script that had been flipped, a script that had been manipulated, nature that had been manipulated, out of balance, out of whack. And here we are. The world still goes on around us. The spirals of the world are continuing. They're fine. The trees are still growing. The berries are still growing. The leaves are still dropping. It's humanity. It's the humans that got involved in this spiral, this illusion that was created a long time ago that flipped the script and oppressed us through religion, through governments, through rules, through agendas. So now, although it can feel exhausting, although it can feel that there's just terrible news everywhere, that there's terrible divides everywhere, sometimes it takes you to hit rock bottom. That's a saying, isn't it? And the reason people say that, I feel, is because I always picture them going down one of those toys where you put the penny in and it's got the spiral where you see the penny going round and round and round till it drops. Well, at the bottom, as that penny, you're looking up, and you can actually see the way that it was meant to be. You can see where things went wrong because you can see it from what is the right way around, but you're looking at the upside down of it all. I hope that makes sense, because at that point you can see that, okay, I don't need to climb back up into this spiral. That's the worst thing I can do right now, not just for me, but for the generations after me. I don't need to cling on to a certain value system or a certain religious system or a certain governmental or political system. I need to just be here at the bottom, observing and knowing more and learning more about where it all went wrong, and then knowing more and learning more that actually you can get up at the bottom of this spiral while all of this chaos is going on within the spiral, and you can look around at the vast amount of pennies that have already dropped, penny dropping, and you can see that there is a collective, there is like-minded people who have already seen what you've just seen. They've already witnessed what you've just witnessed. They've already known the spiritual truths that you have just released to yourself. And so that's where we move forward. We can't save people who are still wanting to cling on to any aspect of this spiral. We can't save anybody who is still wanting to cling on to any generational wound that exists within this spiral. What we can do for us and the generations after us is to build in new ways, build in expansive ways, release ourselves from the constrictions and the oppression that spiral put around us, that tightened up around our necks like a snake, and release our own creative snakes, our own Kundalini energy, our own expression of what creation should look like, or could look like, or will look like. Because that's when you see the illusion. Once you release yourself from all and any aspects of the spiral that has held you so tightly, that has oppressed you so much, that is when you see that, oh, okay, so it felt so real when I had skin in the game, when I had a bone to pick within that spiral. Now that I release myself from all of it, I see that actually it was an illusion. It was a construct that they built up in my mind that I then projected into reality. So figuring out that tells you the true capacity of your mind, that tells you the true potential and expansion of your manifestation powers. And now you're at the bottom of the spiral, where previously it felt like rock bottom. It felt like you crashed your back against the rocks as you fell down the spiral to the bottom. But actually that was the gift. The gift is that you could see everything, and so you could not be held within that spiral. So you do drop down. And actually that is the release. So what felt like the crazy moment where you were looking around at all of this chaos and all of these people within this chaos, causing this chaos in this spiral, what felt like a terrible burden to be watching this happening, knowing the truths. Now you're at the bottom with a collective, with a new set of people that are ready to release all of that and walk into the age of Aquarius, knowing how expansive they are, knowing the innovation that they hold within them, and knowing that there are many more going to drop from that spiral and join. but we can't force that. That has to be done by themselves, for themselves. So yes, we stay aware. Yes, I'll still keep drawing light to the tactics in order to hopefully let more pennies drop. But I've got no skin in the game anymore. I've got no bone to pick anymore. I just observe and speak out and then release. I can't save anybody from that said spiral, from that Pisces age. I can maybe give them information that will help the penny drop, but I certainly can't do it for them, and neither can you. And so release yourself from any and all burdens today. Look beyond what that spiral held you in. Look at the innovative mind that you have and the creative source inside that you have and express it. Do something today, the smallest thing. Like my friend Sarah, painting a pebble, making something beautiful, manifesting as we come into a new moon cycle, as we come towards that Aquarian age, newness, sovereignty, and divinity. So just thought I'd drop that in. I just thought some people needed to hear it today. I hope that it helps you express yourself fully and beautifully today. I hope it helps you relieve some pressure from that shoulder tension that some of you are holding and from that neck tension that some of you have. I speak abundance over you. I speak wholeness over you all, and I speak love over you all. If you'd like a personal reading with me, you can get in touch at truedivinemedia@gmail.com. Spiritual guidance or any energy workout sessions, you can get in touch with me also at that email, or drop me a message on my Facebook business page, True Divine 44. Much love, stay balanced and stay whole. Mwah.